Okay.
Interesting.
And Ibn Mas'ud, the same example when Prophet Muhammad companions pointed to his leg, and pointed as is a very tiny leg, as Ibn Mas'ud. And Prophet Muhammad, his face was changed into anger, and he said, "This leg is heavier than Uhud, the mountain." Okay, so he changed the face. And let's have this other body contact and shaking hand and touching of Hadith Ibn Ziyad, one of Prophet Muhammad's companion. And he used this form and techniques of non-verbal communication just to attract the attention not only of the companion who made the misconduct, but for all the listeners to get attention to what Prophet Muhammad will say. And Ibn Ziyad, he said, he struck my feet. So Prophet Muhammad, when he was advising Ibn Ziyad, he struck his feet. Like we did between men and young men, they are using these techniques. Hey, just to take the attention and provoke the listeners to be to listen.
Well, we apply this already.
Yeah,
in our daily life.
Closeness, invading someone's space. This is another form of nonverbal communication adopted by Prophet Muhammad. And again, it's adopted twice with the same companion, Muaz ibn Jabal. So I have this chart here to show you this space, to know how is closeness as a form of nonverbal can interfere in our life in this circle, of the general circle, the general space, and the social space, and the personal space, and intimate space. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used this form of non-verbal communication in two ways when Muaz ibn Jabal was in a prayer, and he was the imam, and he was reciting the most longest chapters in Al-Quran. He recited Al-Baqarah and Al-Imran in one prayer. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was told about this, and he was invading the space of Muaz ibn Jabal for the first time. He did it, and he was grabbing him, raising him, and said, "Are you causing affliction, Muaz? Are you causing affliction? أَفَتَّانٌ أَنْتَ يَا مُعَاذ? Are you causing affliction for the Muslims?" And he raised it on the air. So this is an example. The second example, when he was talking to Muaz, and let me read this hadith. "Shall I tell you," Rasulullah said, "shall I tell you of that which holds all these things?" I said, "Yes, O Messenger of Allah." So he took hold of his tongue and entered this personal space to Muaz. Not the intimate space, but the personal space. And he told him, "Amsik alayka hada." And he took his tongue and entered the personal space of Muaz, and "Amsik alayka hada." Hold this and you'll be, or control this and you'll be fine. So he asked Muaz to keep this in control. So this is the second example of this form of nonverbal communication. Back again to the sounds. And this is the second form that Prophet Muhammad didn't use at all. In laughing. Laughing loudly. Prophet Muhammad didn't use this form of nonverbal communication. And again, in Abdullah ibn Haris relates that the laugh of Prophet was but a smile. Only a smile. He didn't even laugh loudly as we did. So he didn't use this type or this form of nonverbal communication. Only a smile. This is what I added to the academic forms of nonverbal communication. When he drew, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he didn't know how to read and how to write. So he used all the ways to put this divine message in a form that can be understood by the companions and by all the people all over the world. So he drew on the sand. One day Prophet Muhammad drew a line in the sand of them and said, "This is Allah's path." He then drew several lines to the right and several lines to the left and said, "These are the paths of misguidance, on each of which is a devil, inviting people to follow it." So he used a new form of nonverbal communication to make it clear. Let's have these lessons of what Prophet Muhammad did in a nonverbal communication way. So the first thing is to get this lesson from Prophet Muhammad, to employ this in our education, in our way of teaching people, and to sending the message in the right way, or putting it in the right form. The second, nonverbal communication helps to concise the message, to be to the point, just to be precise. It also helps ascertain the speech and establish some important matters for the people you are dealing with. It enables to express some meaning which are hard to be explained in words. Yet, and this is very important, we have to know that nonverbal communication should be used in a balanced way. Because using it, exaggerating in using it, is very harmful for the message. So we are not going to understand if we exaggerate the way we use the form of nonverbal communication without exaggeration or diminish. And last, this is my reference, and please accept all my thanks. If you have any comments.
Very interesting. Yes, very interesting.
Thank you.
And you add to our information. You add to our